Hello there, this is Alex from Who Target Podcast. Come in. Well, let's discuss the second episode of Season 2 of The Last of Us. What an episode. It certainly isn't for children, this episode, let's put it this way. I can understand now why it has an 18 certificate, the episode. I assume the game obviously had an 18 or 15, hopefully, because basically this episode is you've got Jackson, the village where they've all gone to survive and hope to have a new utopia and life, and then they find out that the clickers, nasty mushroom aliens, can basically, even though it's freezing cold there, can live underground in corpses of people and then spring out the corpses completely reanimated. So they do that, they move to the village where Jordan, and there's this great love story between people who survived, Tony and his wife, and Tony is basically killed. He goes on rampage. So they set up complete fire, because fire is the only thing that kills the clicker, basically. And around that, they manage to kill as many as great seizures, explosions. There's lots of gore and gussing and nastiness. It's just a beautifully well shot, complete nasty, full on. Nearly half the episode is about that, basically, them surviving in the town, where the clicker mushrooms are trying to eat them alive and kill them. There's lots of explosions. There's this great bit with a ginormous mushroom creature who looks horrifically bad. It's really nasty, and Tony manages to fire throw him and kill him, basically. It's a really good sort of siege action shot, really good action all the way through. Whoever does their stunt stuff for this has really gone up a pace in season 2. And around this also you have the Firefly story about the people who are basically gunning for Joel, the Pedro. I never fancy saying Pedro's main character. He plays Joel, doesn't he? Well, that's a shocker coming by the end of this podcast. Him and Ellie are basically looking for people and hunting. Basically, they go out on horses, and she goes off with another guy, Ellie does, and they survive and discuss things. They put the horses into a garage and find a bar that still has drink, and it's all looking very pretty. Around this also, the very nasty Amy finds Joel and pretends to be nice and said, there's a camp up, there's a camp up here, we're all going to survive, we'll help you out. And they get there, and you find out it's all the nasty Fireflies who basically want to kick the living daylights out of Joel. They want to get the revenge because Amy's dad was the person who Joel shot in season 1. She wants revenge, and then the revenge kicks off. This revenge is not for the faint-hearted. It starts with her basically taking his knee out till he confesses with a golf club, and that is really brutally shot brutally is what I mean. Then we have his face being pummeled to bits, and eventually she kills him. This is the twist, they actually get rid of one of the main characters, and this is the spoiler alert, in second episode of season 2. I don't know if the game is more Ellie central. I've never played the game, but in episode 2 of season 2, they have killed off the main character. Joel is dead, basically, and then we have this beautiful bit of music, and so I can't find it at the moment, that shows Ellie basically bringing back as a sort of funeral cortege Joel back to Jackson, and that's where the episode finished. So mind-blowing stuff, because who gets rid of a major important character in episode 2 of the series, basically? I expect Bella Ramsey is gonna take over as the main character as Ellie, basically. I've never played the game, but I presume in the game it goes more towards her character and her wanting to kill Amy, basically. But I can see why Pedro probably wanted out. I think that's the reason why it's taken so long to get a second series. He's very busy with the Mandalorian and Grogu film. This is the Star Wars thing he does as the Mandalorian, and he's also being Mr. Fantastic in the film of the first family, Fantastic Four. So that's probably why he couldn't fit this in. I think he must die in the game, because it's a really soul-searching, changing bit to Ellie's character, I reckon, in the next episode. She's going to want so much revenge, and she's sort of been brutalised, and there's this whole thing about, because a child is different, and because she has the way of healing herself, we do killed the child, That's in episodes, I think it's one of the episodes in the first season, you see all about that. And it's all this sort of history between Amy and her dad, and the way Joel killed her dad. So it's all about revenge, really. But those last bits when he's coming down the hill on the horse dead, and that sort of very beautiful cloth is so beautifully shot. The snow looks sort of beautiful, and the horses are stunning. And then you had this, which I can remember it was, I did Shazam it at the time, beautiful bit of music over the top of all this. So, yeah, episode 2 is seriously mind-blowing. I would watch it and let me know your feelings, because that bit where they've killed off a main character doesn't normally get done that quickly in a season. They normally leave it right to the end of the season, basically, to go, what? And then they leave you on a cliffhanger. This is a cliffhanger already in episode 2 of this season. So let me know your feelings. Do you like The Last of Us? Did you play the game? 'Cause I never played the game, unfortunately. Is it close to the game? It looks brilliant, so I expect it is. It's one of these things like the Mortal Kombat films now, and the animation of Tomb Raider, which is very close, and Castlevania is very close to the game. I have played Castlevania, but not as far as this, so I do like watching that. That's on Netflix if you want to watch either that or Tomb Raider. Anyway, other videos to come in a bit are Daredevil, final episode, and I must sit down and watch the final episode of Birds Eye. But if there's anything out there on Apple, Netflix, Amazon that you want me to watch and mention on the channel, please leave a comment here. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the bell. It would be amazing to get to 30 by the end of April, early May, another week to go. I'm on 25, I think, so to get to 30 would make me very, very happy. Anyway, keep the faith, keep the love. Bye.